and welcome. It is storming where I am at. If you hear the rain and the thunder, that is what it is. I might mute myself when I am not talking because it's pretty rough right now. Thank you all for coming to another Tuesday night live chat. Hopefully we can get to as many of your questions as possible. I am joined by my co-host, Julian. The thunder and rain is messing with my head, I'm not going to lie. Julian is here as usual, and below us we have Marsha from Cardinal Treasures, as well as Carol Butterfly Hustles. Both of them have been on before. It has been a little while since both of them have been on. Both of them do have YouTube channels. They have links in the description, and I believe Mark, OG, and Z will be dropping links tonight. I will tell you guys, Richard is not here tonight, so if my other mods can keep an eye out for me, I would appreciate it. I am going to mute myself and make Marsha big so you can hear her and not the rain.
Hey everyone, I'm Marsha, Cardinal Treasures, and I am a part-time eBayer and a full-time real estate agent here in Florida, and I am glad to be back again tonight.
Here is Miss Carol.
Hi everybody, my name is Carol. I go by Butterfly Hustles on YouTube and Instagram. I'm a full-time reseller on eBay and Poshmark and a little bit on Mercari. I'm happy to be here. Thanks, Kat.
You're still muted.
Muted.
I'm going to forget and be talking half the night and nobody's going to hear me. A lot of people came in early and put in questions. Duncan was first. So if you have questions, I would recommend getting them in as early as possible to make sure that we can get to them. So Duncan's first question is, what are some distractions holding you up or slowing you down from listing more items?
I think I overthink everything. I look at something and I find defects, or I think, oh God, I have to clean it or fix it or whatever, instead of just listing it and disclosing things. I've got to step back and just say, just list it. Just stop overthinking everything. That's my biggest distraction.
So I would list a ton of items, but I have a family of 6 here, and two of my boys both work at USPS, and they don't have a license, except for my Jordan. He just got a license yesterday, and he might drive for the first time tonight to work. So I've just been really busy driving my boys to work, back and forth. And life.
Mine would be 100% good YouTube videos. Like today, I'm listing straight, like just doing good. And I flip on my TV and I got down this rabbit hole watching somebody like create like a boat. Next thing you know, I'm sitting there just watching YouTube videos. So external stuff on like your phone, TikTok, Instagram feed, stuff like that can distract me for way too long. You have to be so disciplined to like not do that. So a lot of times I can't watch TV because I won't listen to anything. Music is the best thing for me to do when I'm listing.
Yeah, for me, I like personally listing. What is going on right now is my listers, all 3 of them decided to go crazy. And I went from having 0 drafts, having 224 drafts I need to make active. So I will be getting the drafts up, but I personally will not be listing anything until those are done. We went out on the boat today. I'm trying to make myself do that though. I'm more of a workaholic versus not doing enough. And yeah, I agree with Julian as far. I won't get on TikTok unless it's like I'm going to bed, because it's the last thing I'm doing, because I know I will stay on it for an hour or longer. And then, of course, as Julian said, too, like when we're making, when I'm making the YouTube videos, too, that obviously takes away some from listing as well. All right. We have a super chat, Julian, I see. Miss Janet, $5 super chat. Thank you so much. She wants to know, do you resize or crop your photos before adding them to your listing? And if so, what app do you use? I'm going to mute the thunder.
I don't resize or crop. I just use the 1-to-1 ratio and then use Photo Room to take off the background and upload it from there.
And I use Bazaar. Kat told me about Bazaar, and I love it. I still use that.
So if I am doing something to the photos, I only use Photo Room. It's just because I can batch, and it's so easy because I pay for it, and it's just super easy. And sometimes I do like crop out if I'm doing like golf clubs a lot. I'll have to like crop it out so the heads are shown a lot better. But usually my go-to app is Photo Room, 100%.
Yeah, and Photo Room is my go-to app too. I did Bazaar in the beginning, but Photo Room has the bulk editing, so you can do 50 photos at a time. And Photo Room has a really neat button. There are 2 ways to do it. You can either hit eBay or you can hit centered, and Photo Room will zoom in and perfectly crop your items for you all at once. 50 items all at once, and makes it a lot faster. But I don't do any resizing or anything like that. I am going to give you your dolphin. You guys, if you send super chats and you don't like Charlie, just tell me. I won't be offended. I know a couple people last week did that. I'm perfectly fine with that. Janet didn't say that though, so I'm going to give Janet Charlie. Super chat. This is a loaded question that I think we all probably wish we knew the answer to, but we can see what we say. Duncan wants to know, what would you need to grow your reselling business to 25 grand net profit a month?
A miracle.
Yeah, I'm with you there.
Lots of employees, I guess.
Yeah, I would say that you need multiple employees. You're talking like 25 net to what is that? 56,000 gross. Yeah. And that's not even including, if you're talking real net, you're talking like taking out employees, you're probably talking like 70 gross after you pay your employees.
Yeah, because you got to pay people.
Yeah, so you're talking probably 3-4 employees, loads of sourcing coming in, like just like truckloads of stuff to come into source. So it would be, that's a lot of money. I mean, 25,000 net is, it's a lot.
That's a lot. My highest sales months have been 20, which is 10 in profit. And that's with 3 employees. They are, I would say my daughter's full-time. The other 2 are more part-time until they all decide to list 100 in a day on me and kick my butt like they did the last 2 days. I would say for me, I would say more higher dollar items. So a lot more money going into the business in order to get that 70K that you would need to get that 25 after you're paying people. So for me, it would probably be just getting more high dollar items, because if you think about it, if you could have $20,000 items, there's 20 grand right there. But that's a lot easier said than done. All right, Duncan's last question. He's allowed 3. Once one item you regret not buying to resell, you keep thinking to yourself, you should have bought that item.
The only one I can think of, it's not really one item, but it was a huge box at a garage sale of vintage costume jewelry. And I just didn't have the money to buy the whole box, and I could only buy like 10 or 15 pieces, but I wish I really could have gotten them all, because I'd still be listing them. There were so many of them.
I can't really think of anything that I'll pass on this one.
The one that really comes to my mind was only like, I think it was a week ago, 2 weeks ago. There was a bike for sale at a yard sale, and I'm like, bikes, and because they're so hard to ship. And then I remembered the name and looked it up, and I was like, oof. It depends what model that was. That was well worth it. So I don't know the model, so that's the only thing that's like making my mind a little at ease, because they were only asking like $50, and some of them went up to like $1,000. So I'm hoping it wasn't that model. I'm hoping
just tell yourself it was the cheap.
Yeah. That's what I've been telling myself. But that's one that comes to mind.
I can't really think of one particular. Most of mine kind of come and go, and a lot of them are when I was doing my thrifting and sourcing videos, and I would see stuff after the fact, or people would point it out to me. But with me, I'm trying not to source right now, so I actually just let go a ton of Native American stuff that probably would have been really big money, but I'm determined to get through a lot of what I have because there's just so much money sitting here. So that stung a little bit. I think I actually got one item because I put in early bids before I said I was not going to buy anymore, because the auction was up like a month because they knew like Native American collectors, and I haven't opened it. The box is sitting in my kitchen. I won one item out of 100 that I bid on. So yeah, that would probably be the latest one. All right, here's a question for Julian. What is the best way to ship golf clubs? I know he has a video on that, but she also wants to know where you get your boxes and what price you're paying for them.
My boxes are coming from Uline, and I buy them in like gigantic bulk. When I buy my stuff from Uline, I do like 400 4x4 by 48 boxes. I don't know what that breaks down to. I think it's like 50 cents a piece, maybe, because I buy so much. But I also buy all my bubble wrap there and a lot of other boxes, and comes on this big semi truck. I do it quarterly, unless I run out, which I usually don't run out of the 4x4 by 48s. Easy all day long. UPS. I can fit a driver in a 4x4 box. If it has a head cover, I take the head cover off and store it also in the box. But the big drivers will still fit in there. You just got to shove them in there. And as long as it doesn't go over 48 inches, UPS is still only like, I'm doing flat rate, $10 to $11. And going to California, it's $11.30. So, and usually they're under 2 pounds a piece. Somebody told me the other day they were getting like 4 pounds. I don't know what they're packing in their boxes. You don't need much to pack a golf club. They're pretty tough. So.
Yeah, I think all of mine have stayed under 2 pounds too.
Yeah, they usually do.
Snowberry Vintage, how much attention do you pay to may not sell, revise it, and attract more buyers by lowering the price? She is asking about those lovely prompts that eBay likes to give us.
I absolutely ignore them.
I don't pay attention to those.
Mm-mm.
I also do not pay attention.
And I also do not pay attention, and I recommend you do not either. I do not recommend paying attention, because that's just their bots picking up stuff that might be similar, and it might be absolutely nothing like what you have. Do not pay attention to it. Snowberry Vintage, what message do you send to nicely remind buyers to pay? I'm afraid I will make them mad and they will never pay.
I usually, eBay does send them reminders anyway during the 4 days that they get. I think I might send one on day 3, but other than that, just say, hey, just, friendly reminder, just asking you to pay. But other than that, I won't send anything else.
I don't pester the buyers. I send that automated message that eBay has, and if they don't pay in 4 days, I cancel.
Yeah, I used to send messages, and I've had like 6 not pay recently, and I just have not sent them a message. I've just been like, you know what? And then 4 days go by, and then I cancel it, and it is what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, I typically do not send anything except for the eBay automated messages either. But like, I just had 60 magazines that somebody bought, and they were arguing with me over shipping. The magazines were 30 pounds. Magazines cannot go media mail. They were in California, of course. And I'm like, look, I will get it the cheapest I can get it. And I think UPS ground was like $41.30, and they didn't want to pay more than $30. And I had already accepted an offer from them and taken some off the price. So I sent them the invoice, and then before it canceled, I was like, look, this is the lowest. Are you going to pay? And it got canceled. And I was mad because I lugged these 60 magazines in from my storage to like get an exact weight and dimension, and then they didn't pay. I also, and it's funny because this just came through, let me see if I'm going to hide the buyer's name. Just see if you guys can see this on the top. It says, I'm very sorry, it won't happen anymore. They sent me a $20 offer on a $400 item. I said, if you send me one more low offer, I will block you. You will never be able to send me an offer or buy from my store ever again. And that was their message to me. They apologized. I have been getting, like, I give them $20 on a $364 item. That's 10%. So I give them one chance. I decline the offer. I tell them repeated lowball will result in you being blocked from my store. And then if they send another one, that's it. They're gone. With the exception, somebody sent me like 10 $2 offers on license plates the other night. And I was like, they're not sending anymore. I'm blocking them right now. Because they had sent like 5 or 6. And I'm like, no more. And I just blocked them. I was expecting them to message me. They did not. But yeah. So the low ball offers, by that I mean like 10 or 20%. If they offer me 50%, I will counter them. So I don't consider 50% a low ball. It has to be like really low. Scrappy Stamper. I have 110 listings, mostly thrifted. Suggestions for personally handmade items she has listed. They have no views. Should she add more? She doesn't want to lower the prices or sales. And do any of us know anybody on YouTube that does handmade items?
Are you making these handmade items yourself, or are these things you've bought to resell? If it's personally handmade that you're making, I actually used to make jewelry, or I still do actually, and I actually started a second store just for that on eBay. Because I was on Etsy too, and I didn't like them. But I would just keep listing.
Well, would that mean like personally, like personal, like names on the handmade items? I would just maybe go in and change your title, see if you have all the proper keywords, and if you do, just try it. And I'm sure you'll get views. I'm not sure if you're promoting those items or not. That could help.
Yeah, I would think that like keywords are going to be key here because there's no actual like maker of it. So definitely some sort of good keyword will be good. No views though. It's just one of those things. I would just go back to keywords and good pictures.
Isn't she cute?
Oh, she looks like Mama Oreo.
Yeah,
just like that. Oh.
A stray cat had a litter outside and sort of abandoned them, and they were under our car out in the garage. So I kind of have them all in the house. I kind of adopted them. They're just too cute. Here, Maddie. They're just so cute. I know. Now I'm busy with that instead of listing.
Cat, are you frozen?
Did Cat freeze?
I think she did. She might come back. Oh, there she is.
I'm back. Well, my power actually flickered, so I might be doing this really, really.
Oh no! Oh no!
Cat, come back!
Cat, come back!
We'll see. We'll give her two more seconds. Then I'm going to start at the actually bottom of the chat for questions.
Oh. Well, to finish answering Scrappy's question, I would just say look at all your titles again with keywords and just keep listing.
So the power flickered. I didn't lose it. It came back mysteriously without me having to reboot. But I might end up having to come from my phone if I lose power, which will be difficult for comments. But I wanted to say, as far as handmade stuff, was saying you don't like Etsy. eBay's really hard to get the value that you would get from Etsy because I think people on Etsy appreciate the work you put in more and they know that as handmade items, where like that Afghan on the back of Carol's chair that probably took somebody hours and hours to make, I won't pay more than $5 for it at the thrift because I know I might be only able to get 40 to 50 and it's worth way, way more. So I would hate if you're the one putting all those hours into it. Unfortunately, Etsy is probably going to be one of the top places for handmade to get the value out of it. Or you're going to have to let them sit there and, like they said, to keywords, really good pictures, and let it sit until the right person comes along. But I think you're going to be more likely to find that right person on Etsy than you are on eBay, because people are used to getting deals on eBay because people like you and me are thrifting them for $4 or $5 and we're okay selling them for $40, where if you made it, you'd want, you know, 100, 150 plus dollars. I've seen some, just using the Afghan, for example, like the rainbow colored granny squares, those do very, very well. So maybe look at whatever you're making and try and figure out what's popular that will sell for that higher dollar and kind of make things to cater towards that. That would be my only other suggestion. All right, Mr. Jeremy, how long do you research something before you just YOLO it? If you guys do not know, that means you only live once. And what does your YOLO consist of?
I will do my quick comps and research like anything else. Try to find something similar to it and just kind of adjust from there based on condition, whether mine's better quality or more extravagant or less extravagant. And I'll just list it where I gut feeling think it might be. And I did that with a table.
How long will you research it, Marsha, before you just get that price?
10, 15 minutes tops.
I don't research. I hate researching stuff. So I've been enjoying thrifting things that I know will sell for a certain price and listing them. A lot of like hard goods, I usually get like sort of like unique stuff, and I don't research it for very long. I'll do a Google lens and see if something comes up. But usually if I don't know anything about it, I start high and then put offers on.
Solid. That's what I do. I start with eBay, and then I go to WorthPoint, and then I go to Google, and I usually wrap that up in about 10 minutes. If I can't find anything, I send a picture to my sister, and then she does the research for me. And so mine would be 10 minutes, and then I will wait for her response, which could take, a couple hours because she does really good research. So
I would echo Julian's, but I don't have a sister. So 10, 15 minutes at max, and then I'm going to price it. Unless, and I've been doing this long enough that I can get a feeling about some things that I just know they're worth more. Those I will put more time in. I would caution against that if you're new, because you would spend an hour or two on something worth $10 to $15 and it's really not worth your time. So for me, like, especially with like handkerchiefs and stuff, I don't look any of them up. Like Carol was saying, the one-off items. I'm actually tonight I'm probably going to attempt to list all 50. I have stained glass. I will probably like look up one time like a general stained glass sales to get an idea of where stuff's going, and then I'll pop through those 50 listings in less than 30 minutes and get them priced and up, because they're already sitting there and I paid less than $1 each. So if I price them at $15, I'm going to be happy. If there are some big elaborate ones, I'll price them higher just according to how fancy they look. But I wouldn't spend a ton of time on it. All right. Jeremy is now copying Duncan. So Jeremy gets 3 questions too. What's your best hack for gaining an audience on other social media platforms other than YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, or etc.? But he's not asking as far as YouTube.
Well, I don't really do any of that. I do have an Instagram account under Red Cardinal Treasures, but I don't use it. I need to.
I think the key is to stay active, like on Instagram, because I got up to like a little bit over 1,000, and then I lost a bunch because I haven't really been active on it, or YouTube. So I'm trying to get back into it. I just need more time.
Yeah, I'm actually really not on TikTok too much. I have a TikTok page, but I don't have a following on there. Neither really on Instagram either. I mean, but I would say that, I mean, you can follow other people, and so if you follow a whole bunch, there's only a certain amount of people you can follow before they stop you from following people. I think
they'll think you're a bot.
Yeah, that's exactly what. So, I mean, that's a good thing, but really, Carol hit it. It's just like being active, like continue to post on that, whatever site it is, whatever you want to do, Instagram, TikTok, whatever. Just continue to post. Consistency is key.
Yeah, and I'll tell you, with Instagram and TikTok, I was doing reels because TikTok was giving a bonus. So I'm like, okay, I'm incentivized to do reels. And then after I hit the $100 mark, they started paying me pennies. So I would get like 30 cents for a reel instead of $10, which still isn't a ton, but it was incentivizing me to do them. And then I stopped because they were paying me pennies after $100, and I was just like, no more. But I would say like my TikTok's at like 1,000. I agree with Julian, and I think a big thing for TikTok and for Instagram, which are the only two I'm on, I'm not really on any other one, would be hashtags. So I have hashtags that I copy and paste from my notepad and my phone, like eBay reseller. Like for me, I do YouTube, what sold. So do hashtags that apply to whatever you're posting about. Be consistent. I'll try and post like 5 solds in between my videos just to make it where I don't feel like I'm just like advertising and pushing my YouTube. I want to add more value to my Instagram for people that are following me other than here's a new video. So that's the balance I try and do. And it's just consistency and just keep on pushing. And the nice thing on Instagram and TikTok, when you hashtag something, it'll tell you how many views it has. So you'll see those higher, like if you hashtag eBay, it'll show you all of them. Like if they have 1 billion views, 1 million, and you'll see which hashtags to use, make your list once. And if you're just showing what's sold or what's for sale, copy them and paste them. One of my friends told me about that. So that's why I have like my bucket list of tags. And then he has a follow-up question. Which non-YouTube platform do you feel gives the best eBay followership?
I don't know. I honestly couldn't answer that question.
Sorry. I would have to say Instagram. I really enjoy just like scrolling through all the posts and seeing, what they sold.
But do you think, I think what he's asking as far as like getting buyers, that's what I'm taking from that.
Oh.
Is that getting you people following like your eBay store?
I don't know. I haven't researched that yet or tried things for that.
I think it's very difficult when it comes to platforms to cross-platform people. So like YouTube has their own people that watch YouTube all the time. And then you have Instagram, TikTok, and all those people really like their own, like Carol likes Instagram. I like YouTube. Other people like TikTok.
Oh.
So it's kind of hard to grab people from those certain things and then push them towards eBay. I think eBay is like its own kind of thing. Now, YouTube, we've seen people be very successful pushing people towards eBay that way. But I would say that...
Marsha, we hear you.
I would say that because of TikTok, how big it is and how many views you can get rather than YouTube, I think that you might have a better chance there because you can pick up millions of views on TikTok with no problem.
You just
whatsoever.
get lucky with a viral,
Yep. And then you can say, hey, I'm an eBay seller, and then just tag your stuff at the bottom, and you might be able to push because per view, percentage-wise, you might get more people to switch over and take a look at your eBay store, possibly. Maybe.
Yeah, and I think it depends on how you present. So, like me, I feel like Julian, Carol, Marsha, like if we're showing what's sold, we're gaining the attention of other sellers, not buyers. So I think that's key. Even with like our YouTubes, we're not trying to gain buyers. We're trying to gain sellers because we're educating them. So I don't feel like I pull a lot of people on YouTube. I do because a lot of people get interested and want to see what I'm selling. So that I do have a lot of followers on my eBay store, but because they're like, what the heck is she going to sell next? Because I'm very confusing. But I think that you would have to create an atmosphere for buyers. So make your brand, show your stuff. I know like Gorgeous, which I just scheduled Gorgeous to come back on, and Becky Park on Poshmark. She hasn't been on in forever. So I'm excited about that. I scheduled them last night. they, I feel like, kind of pull in the buyer side more because they do a lot of clothes. So they try them on and do like, look at like what I bought kind of thing. And I know Jess sells quite a bit off of TikTok is where that was going. But she'll do cute like try on things and then people see her trying it on and they want it. So you like Misty, I feel like is really good at that as well. Vintage Hunter. Oh, I can never say it right. Thrifter Junker Vintage Hunter. Misty's great at that. The way she like presents the item in her Instagram to grab buyers, not other resellers. And she does a lot of online selling as far as like YouTube. So I think you would need to come at it from a totally different direction than you're seeing us come at it from. I'm going to answer this because we talked about this a little bit before the show. We saw your question, Allison. Allison wants to know, is all Murano marked? And if not, how do you identify it? Almost all Murano is not marked. I have two pieces here I will show you. They actually were sitting on my desk when I saw your question. And actually, I'll make myself big. So, like, this is a Murano paperweight. It's not marked, but it has the paper sticker. So the only way I know 100% is if they have that original Murano sticker. And then the other one I had sitting here is a Murano clown. So there are classic pieces that are known to be Murano. This one is marked as well, but let me take myself unbig. But as far as identifying it, there's nothing I can tell you. I know, like, I've learned, like, the polished bottoms on paperweights. If it's not polished, it's definitely not Murano. I will tell you that. The clown, it's hard to see, but that's a smoother bottom as well. So that's one thing. But there are also fake Murano stickers as well out there. I would say maybe go to an antique mall, look at pieces that are marked as Murano, higher dollar pieces, touch them, feel them, look at them. And that would make you feel a little bit more comfortable. But in my experience, maybe somebody in the chat can help, but it's just experience. Julian, will you read that?
How do I change setting to free return shipping?
It's going to be on your seller hub or in your policy somewhere. Offhand, I can't tell you, but there's a setting in there you got to change.
Yeah, that's right. And you can do that bulk too, I'm pretty sure.
I think you need to bulk edit it, and where you click and hit edit all. I just had a coughing fit. That's why my eyes are watery. On top of the storm now, I decide to want to cough. So you would bulk edit it all and change your returns to free return, seller paid. But you're going to need to bulk edit. So not one at a time, but I know it'll do 1,000 because I have actually, I think it'll do 2,000. I have 5,000 listings and I can edit all of them in three groupings. I bought some perfume and I'm not sure if it's been used. It appears full, so I don't want to sell it as new. Is it okay? Is it against the rules to sell used perfume on eBay? I will answer that. Yes, it is against the rules. You can sell as collectible as just the bottle. I've just sold several empty bottles. One had like a tiny bit, but I sold only the bottle. So if you're not sure if it's new, then technically you cannot sell it on eBay, and they have been cracking down on that. So, and the only options for condition on perfume is new or new other. Julian.
Do you feel you need to change what you're selling due to the recession?
If I knew what to change it to, maybe, but otherwise I'm just going to keep doing what I'm doing at this point.
Yes, I think you can use this to your advantage. I mean, you're going to look for things that people need. I think it'll work.
Yeah, I kind of would agree with that. And then, but to be honest with you, I'm not going to do that. I continue to pick up the same stuff. And yesterday we had a record day of sales, and none of it was something that somebody actually needed. Like we had a lot of fishing gear go out, a lot of good golf clubs, and a Garmin GPS thing that for a boat, you don't actually need that in your life. So
Right.
you
I
really,
need that in my life.
yeah, you do. Yeah, actually, but you might need that in your life. So yeah, I would say that that's true, that you could focus more on something that, the essentials, which would be good. But I'm not, to be honest.
Yeah, I would say, and my big thing is, I feel exactly the same as Julian. I'm still picking up the exact same stuff. But the nice thing with the high dollar stuff is the people buying that stuff aren't being affected by a recession, if there is one. Like the lady who bought $2,000-$3,000 purses from me, guarantee you this economy is not hurting her at all right now. So once I start sourcing again, will probably lean heavier towards getting more higher dollar items, because I feel like that higher dollar is probably going to be a higher income level of buyer that will be less likely to be affected. So I'm going to go the opposite way and buy the really ridiculous, frivolous stuff that those people still have the money to get it. I'm going to answer this because I know how, as long as I can not cough. I have cough drops. I have cough drops. They're not working. Patty said, how do you put your complete eBay store on sale? Mine only lets me do 500 listings. So instead of selecting the listings, you need to click on the one on the right that says create rules. And when you create rules, then you can choose all inventory. That is what I do. I put all 5,500 items on sale at the same time. So just don't choose the items. Don't click the button on the left, click the button on the right that says create rules. And then you can either pick categories or you can do all inventory, and you'll be able to do more that way. I made it through without coughing.
That's pretty good.
Chris wants to know if any of us are going to do eBay live auctions. I think we got asked this last week too, because that's a new thing coming up on eBay.
Not me.
I might in the future. I just want to see how it goes first.
Yeah, I'm not gonna say I'm not going to, but if there's a way, I don't even know. I haven't even researched it though. But do you have to grab a username, or does it go over? Does anybody know that? Or do you have the same username, or is this a totally different platform? Or I don't know. But if I can grab I would go to my actual YouTube name then on that, if I didn't have to change it. So that would be the thing. So I don't know. I'm not saying I have no plans on doing it, but I'm keeping an eye on it, sort of.
I don't think I have plans on doing it because I've been approved to sell and whatnot for 2 months now, and I haven't done it. I just don't have the time. Christopher Nutter, what's the dumbest thing you thought would not go for big money?
Oh gosh, I couldn't even think of anything right now.
I bought a troll. It was like a Snow White troll, and it was brand new with tags. And she was the cutest thing ever, and it still hasn't sold. And I thought she was worth a lot.
I would say, hands down, I always think I bring this thing up because it was just ridiculous. At this point, I knew eBay, you could sell anything on it. There was a can, yellow, had a possum on it. Advertisement for tobacco. I forget what it is. Looking back, obviously I know why it's sold, but in my brain at the time, in Kayla's brain, there's no way this is going to sell for any type of money. I picked it up for I forget, very little. Put it on eBay. Turns out the yellow color's pretty rare for the possum can. That's what we called it. Sold instantaneously for $75 or $90. I forget. And at that point, I knew that this was my calling, and I was like, "This is it. I'm done."
Yellow possum can.
Yellow possum can.
I think dumbest thing is wicker baskets. I haven't sold any in a while because the oversized shipping got really high, but I was going to throw them away because I feel like you see wicker baskets at every thrift store, every yard sale, everything. And the flower gathering ones that are kind of that, soft U shape, sold one for $60. And I almost threw it out because I was like, this is stupid. And it sold in less than a month. I sold 2 of them for over $50. So watch. but it's just the flower gathering ones. It's just the flower gathering ones. I think people use them for weddings and maybe photo props might be why. Just those. Cheap chickadee thrift. Looking back on your reselling experience from the beginning, what's your biggest regret and your greatest blessing? And she said she appreciates all of us helping her learn new things to be more grounded.
I think my biggest regret is not kind of learning what to look for in the beginning. I was just buying anything and everything and not researching. So that's probably my biggest regret, because now I got a bunch of stuff that's been sitting there. And the greatest blessing, I think, is having, I guess, my family helping. My family's been there to support everything.
I think my biggest regret is not starting sooner, and my greatest blessing is being home with the family.
Biggest regret, hands down, is not doing some sort of inventory system from day one. Hands down, regret that, because now it's a monster. It's going to take me a while. Blessing, a whole bunch. But reseller-wise, I'm going to go ahead and say, since he just popped in the chat, Leroy, back in the day when I was just watching YouTube videos, in the beginning, I saw a video with Leroy and Harry Tornado, and he went and go meet him, and he was talking about selling tools on eBay. And at that point, I was only doing clothing, and I was like, you can sell tools on eBay? I got this. And then that was just 2 days later, I went out and bought this guy's mechanic shop out. So that was just watching YouTube and seeing what other people do. It was very, and seriously, just popped in the chat. And I was going to say it anyway. So thanks, Leroy. I appreciate it.
Hi, Leroy. My biggest regret is probably not getting this bigger shed in the beginning. So I have my small 12 by 24. I wish I had gotten a bigger shed and a better built one. I kind of went with the cheapest thing I could get. And now having two of them, the difference is very, very obvious. And I didn't do spray foam insulation on that one because I thought it would be cheaper. And this one just functions so much better, my newer one. And I was like, I'm not getting another shed. I'm getting the biggest one. The new one is not mine. It belongs to Brad that we have. But I wish I had gotten a bigger space. So I would say those of you thinking about getting sheds, I would almost get the biggest one you can afford if you plan on growing. Because otherwise you're going to be like me with two sheds. I probably could. Brad's like, when are we going to spray foam it? Because if I leave it sitting there, you're going to start looking at. I'm like, no, I'm going to leave your shed alone. But yeah, I would say that, and leading into that, setting up my inventory system, I would have done it a lot different than I have now. I would have categorized a little bit more rather than having everything everywhere. But once you start that, it would take months for me to reorganize what I have, unfortunately. So yeah. Sandy wants to know, Julian, do you still have the LSU hat with the dreadlocks?
I sure do. And if you want it, I'll cut you a really good deal.
Get a sale, Sandy. Ricochet vintage finds. I'm going to assume this question is more for Julian and myself. As full-time resellers and YouTubers, what percentage of your income comes from reselling versus YouTube?
If you asked me this 2 months ago, I would have a completely different answer. 2 months ago, it was probably 80 to 90% reselling and 10%. And then the further back you go, it's all reselling and no YouTube. And it was actually bleeding money. YouTube was bleeding money because I was not wasting time, putting money into it, buying cameras, all that stuff, GoPros and stuff. So now it would probably be that I'm making more money on YouTube in the last 2 months than I did reselling. So it'd be like a 70-30 split. It's that big now. So,
Carol, there's our cue to get back into YouTube.
What's that?
I said there's our cue to get back doing our YouTube videos.
I know. I make on YouTube so much. I make a big fat.
Yep, 0.
I'm gonna say the same as Julian. If you asked me 4 months ago, it would have been a completely different answer. But now Mine is probably about 50-50 from YouTube and eBay right now. It like last month was heavier on the YouTube side. YouTube paid me more than eBay did. And that's when I'm looking at profits now. And the thing with YouTube is, except for cameras and stuff, that's straight income, minus our time. So it's not like eBay where you have shipping boxes and you have fees and this and that. YouTube does take 30%, but we don't ever see that. We just see what we're getting paid. But with that in mind, Julian had 2 videos that went pretty viral. I had one that's over 400,000 views. And it's primarily just these like 1 and 2 videos that are the reason that our situation on YouTube has changed. So all you need, YouTube people, Carol, you included, 1 video, guys. That's all you need. 1 video, and you can make a lot of money. Mine's teacups. That's why Mike Golden State Picker will not leave me alone on Instagram about teacups. Mine that went viral is my teacup video. But I did 3 teacup videos after it, and they didn't do well. So YouTube figuring it out, like, don't ask me. Don't ask me. Hi, Leroy. Leroy's been around since the very, very beginning for both Julian and myself.
Oh, yeah.
Leroy, text me so I can get you back on the show. All right, here's your dolphin. Super chat. Leroy's like the OG. Leroy's been around for a long time. Pirates of the Caribbean. Do you save listings you find as comps when shopping at the auction just in case you win and can do sell similar? So like if you're out shopping or at an auction, you look the item up, are you going to hit sell similar because you might get it later?
Well, I have to admit, I don't even use sell similar. I make all my drafts from scratch.
Wow.
So no, I don't. I've got it down so fast I can just go click.
Don't
click,
do
click,
that.
It's habit, and I've got my system, so it works.
I use sell similar a lot, but you always have to check those item specifics because some people, they don't.
But do you do it when you're shopping? That's what she's asking. So Carol, if you're at Goodwill and you look up your Snow White troll, are you going to click sell similar in the store so that later on you have that draft, or no?
Well, I do. I do that. Oh,
you would store it for like when you get home?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Because it just makes it easier. When you're looking up,
it
makes it easier.
I think American Arbitrage Carrie said I think it was Carrie. Somebody that was on recently said they do that.
I do this 50% of the time, and I should probably do it 100% of the time because, like, if you're doing an Instagram post, I look it up and you have the little sold comp there, and like I'm taking a picture of it in the Goodwill to show what I just found, do the whole thing, and a lot of times then I'll sell similar and put it in the drafts. I will tell you this: when I do a YouTube video at the end, at all my YouTube videos, I do all the sold comps and go through it. I'm looking them up. I'm hitting sell similar then and saving everything to when I list it, so I don't have to look it up twice. But when I'm shopping, I would say 50-50.
I don't do it at all. I'm not sourcing right now at all. But for me, my situation's a little different because I have listers putting drafts into that bank, and it would get like totally lost, and I have to calculate every day how many they did so I know how much to pay them. So for me, I do not, but I will put the sold comp price in my notes on high bid if it's an item I'm bidding on, so I know what it's going to sell for. And then I just do sell similar when I get it. All right. Mark put this up for me. If you guys did not hear in my video last night, and I posted on my community page, I'm doing my first live masterclass on Friday on organization. Speaking of, it is limited. It's on my Big Cartel site. It's $20. It'll be a live 1-hour class at least. I'm thinking an hour to an hour and a half. So if you haven't yet, it is limited. Go to the Big Cartel if you want to join. I'm excited. It's the first one, so you might see some baubles. I don't know what's going to happen. It might be interesting. We'll figure it out together. And that, I think it'll be fun. I missed, where did this other one? Oh, hold on. Here it is. Miss Dottie said, did we open a store to be able to sell? So I'm going to go ahead and grab this. So she says she has a regular account. They'll only let her put 5 on for the whole month. Opening a store will not get rid of that limitation, guys. I haven't heard of 5. I have heard of 10. The most common is 250. You can ask eBay for an increase. I would buy some cheap things to get your feedback up and then ask them every 30 days for an increase. But opening a store isn't going to lift that limitation from you. So don't go subscribing to pay because it's not going to lift that limitation off of you. We can all kind of comment on this. Cindy says, I put 3 things on auction. I didn't receive any bids, several watchers and views, but no bids. Am I doing something wrong?
Well, it would depend on the items. First of all, it's something, there's a lot of the similar item on eBay, then they're just going to go buy it somewhere else. Or you've priced your minimum price too low or too high, and they don't like it. If it's a rare thing, you should be getting bids.
Yeah, the same with me. I agree with you, what you just said.
Yeah, auctions are difficult. Without seeing the listing, I would say that you're probably not doing anything wrong because auctions are tough. Like, they really, really are. I think unless you start pretty low and you have a low base of where you think you can, make money at, because I put a lot of things on auction and I would say that only 20% of them sell, and then I then relisted it, buy it now. I actually listed higher than I did at the auction, and sometimes it sells right away. So at the higher price. So, so it's wild that way. So I would say, without seeing your listing or anything, no, I don't think because I don't know what you're listing, but I would say no. The auctions are difficult. They really are.
I don't think it's wrong, but I think the choice of auction might have been wrong.
Sure.
I did 30 auctions the last round I did, and I got 1 bid. One. I sold 1 item out of 30. And I had low price points too. Well, a lot of them were tags that I didn't know where they were from. They were foreign tags. So I was hoping like license plate collectors would hone in on them and bid. None of them. And quite a few have sold by it now. So I would say, if, like Marsha said, you need a rare item, you need something that's popular, that's in demand. Otherwise, it's much better to be done as a buy it now versus auction. I'd say less than 2% of my items go on auction, to give you an idea. So, or if you're starting it, like Julian does a lot with stuff like he lots up that he just wants to get rid of. So he'll start it at, $5 or $10, and it's a good deal because it's a lot of stuff. So unless you're, below market price, you're probably better off to buy it now.
Yep.
Myself, 110 March, you do not need to know everything there is about an item, especially if it's a $10 item. I don't need to know everything about an item that's a $100 item. List it, picture it, describe it, and if people want it, they know what the item is. You don't need to. It doesn't matter. They'll still buy it. Cheryl said, I had to get an eBay store today because I started having too many items. Everything in my drafts cost nothing to list, but a quilt ended up wanting to charge me 25 cents. The only thing I can think of, Cheryl, is that it was an auction. It shouldn't have cost money unless you did some little extra add-on. Can anybody think of what would have been a quarter?
I think subtitles like 50 cents.
No, it's $6, Marsha. I know because one of my listers did that to me.
It's been a while. I don't use subtitles.
$6.
Unless, did you hit your maximum?
Oh, scheduling cost a quarter. I bet you scheduled it by accident.
Yeah. Instead
of put it live right then. If you schedule it, it costs a quarter. Julian, have you found Goodwills in Grand Strand have very little hard goods?
They have more clothing, 100%. Like most of the ones on the Grand Strand are not completely clothing, and they've whittled down a good bit. They've also been doing a lot more furniture on 2 of our Goodwills. They like cleared out big sections, and now they have a ton of furniture. So when I travel around, wherever we went to, a couple places, it's about the same. But we are in this area very clothing and now furniture heavy in my immediate 4 Goodwills that I go to.
All right, PK Demas, question for me. I've heard you reference selling Pharma ink pens. Do they need to write still, or people just collecting? So most of my Pharma ink pens I sold were not writing, and I just put that in the description. So I think most of them are just collecting. A lot of that ink, though, could be replaced fairly easily if they were standardized, brands of pens. I just sold some Nexium notepads right before we went live tonight. Not pens. But I would say like 85% of the pens I got were so old they were not writing. So definitely don't need to be writing. That was Miss Dottie again. I agree 5 is crazy. Like, I hate to hear that because eBay likes consistency, and if you can only list 5, that's like a day, and then you're cut off. I haven't heard this. Miss Betty said she heard Target is thinking about returning money to the customer for returns, but allowing them to keep the item because they have no more warehouse room to store. I would say a new sourcing opportunity sounds like an illegal opportunity and theft to me. That's what I would say. That's what I would say to that. Because I will tell you, and if you guys haven't seen, like, I've seen Amazon go after people that were kind of doing that same thing and took advantage of it. They track it. So I would warn you guys, if you're thinking of sourcing that way, I would not. Do not.
Theft.
Cha-Ching King wants to know which reseller has the best logo. Oh, look, me and Marsha have on our shirts.
Yes, we do. Oh, you got your thing in the way. I'm like, okay.
Yeah. Stand up, Marsha.
Take the banner down.
Okay, hold on.
There you go.
He wanted us to say, Scott, you have the best one because you rock.
Was that a rhetorical question?
I think so.
Yeah, I
was wearing Scott's shirt in my video yesterday. I don't know if Scott noticed. I had Scott's Cha-Ching King shirt on in my video yesterday.
Well, I mean, I have a butterfly. I mean, I don't have a logo.
Carol's in the running. We'll let the audience decide. Julian, show your shirt. That's your logo for the night.
Butterfly that the guys are going to want to wear.
If it's a cool looking butterfly. Huh?
Really?
Yeah. Make a little mask.
Make like a tattoo butterfly,
yeah.
Carol, like a tattoo.
Yeah, good.
There's an option.
Yeah.
I paid for a year of photo room and I have list perfectly. I want to use the next photo option and create my listing. I don't know if there's a way to connect the two because I list all on eBay. I would ask in the List Perfectly Facebook group. And I guarantee you somebody will be able to help you. Unless, do any of you know the answer to that?
No.
Okay, that's what I was thinking. Well, Jeremy, when are you sending me a super chat? And then I'll find you a non-dolphin option. If you want to make something and show me it, Jeremy, I will look at it. Somebody said like my underwater video I did of dolphin. I called Dalton Dolphin.
You need to have Dalton blowing a kiss. That's what you need.
Yeah, several people said one for Dalton. So yeah, maybe we will let you guys pick what you want me to play for you for the super chat. We'll get some more. If you want to do something cool, Jeremy, send it to me. It needs to be just like 5 to 10 seconds, though. It has to be really, really short. Really, really short.
Yeah, get Dalton in there. Have him, like you said, blow kiss. That would be so cute.
Yeah.
I saved a little one from him yesterday screaming, "Have a good week." He's like,
or get him to say super cat.
Okay, Scott has a good point here. I want to put this up. If you guys don't know, Scott Chichinking was my guest speaker at my Tennessee nurse flipper camp. He is absolutely amazing. So if you haven't checked him out, do that. He said for lowball offers, he checks the feedback they leave for other sellers. And if they're leaving terrible feedback, that's when he blocks them. And that's a very, very good idea. And if people are being difficult with me, that is something I will do as well, because I would rather not sell to them if I see they're leaving a ton of negative feedback for other sellers.
It's like they're baiting you.
Yeah. Whoa, I just jumped. I didn't jump, the chat jumped. I don't even know where I was at.
820.
Thank you. Found it now. Miss Betty wants to know how and when do you invoice a customer? Typically on eBay, it's going to be automatically sent. The only time I send one is for combined shipping. What about you guys?
That's the only time I know of. It's when I combine.
Yeah, same here.
I've had an issue with that because I put some immediate payment on some of them, and it won't allow people to. I can't send it.
It won't let them combine things.
That's right. Yep. So now I ran into that actually yesterday. I told the person. Luckily, they were like a YouTube subscriber, so we were like talking back and forth. And I was like, "Oh," I said, "Everything's on immediate payment on those for golf clubs," and so they just paid, and I just refunded them the shipping, which is not. I like sending an invoice,
and you can only send the invoice from the computer, which is a pain.
Yeah.
So I have to tell people, oh, I'll be back on the computer later tonight. I'll send it then. And yeah. Hi, Kelly. Kelly saying hi to me and Julian. Trina wants to know, when you have a high priced item, would you ever put in that you will not accept any low offers?
I wouldn't put that in there. You can set it to what the minimum you'll take if you want to do it that way, but
yeah, I don't think I would put that in the description or anything.
Because what's considered low, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I would agree. Now, I might put if I know like this reel is worth $300, or I want to list it for like $400 now, and I don't want to even have any nonsense, I would put. But see, everything's for sale for me, so I mean, no, I wouldn't put that. That's my answer. No. And
I don't either, because several things. When I did that 3 years ago, when I put like a low, like I won't accept offers under X amount, 2 years later, when it's still sitting in my shed, the amount that I said was my lowest is like higher than my buy it now price now. So I don't do it. And that lets me see the idiots that want to come offer me $20 on a $384 statue, and I have the chance to block them. You know, because if you have auto block on, you're not going to see those people. So I like having the chance to kick them out. Trenchal Life, how is the economy affecting your business?
Mine's been pretty much the same. I haven't seen too much difference yet.
I go through dips and valleys, mountains and valleys. Haven't found a system, but I keep working. And tweaking things a little bit.
The only thing that I would say is that so far, like, not sales, and yeah, gas is higher, you just pay it and do whatever. But I would say at yard sales, if you go back and watch my videos from 2 years ago and watch the prices now, it's almost considerably higher on every yard sale. It's very, like, I'm still getting good deals. Don't get me wrong. Like, I get smoking good deals at yard sales. But now, like, where you could buy stuff, people before would be like 50 cents a dollar.
There's no dollar stuff.
Yeah, there ain't no dollar stuff. It's like they start at $5, and it's like, whoa, where did this come from? So that would be the only thing that I've seen. But other than that, sales are still the same as they were. Actually, I'm up like 33%.
Yeah, mine, I'm looking at my sales. I'm up 30.7% from the last. Me and Julian stay really close on numbers, and we do a lot of stuff similar. That's why we like this perfect for co-host. So I agree with Julian for the gas, but me, I don't go sourcing a lot, so I'm not driving around to garage sales and thrift stores. So I am up 30% from the last 30 days on sales, but I'm having more low days. So it's like I either get like this crappy day or it's like above app, but it's even out. It's even out and it's 30% higher. Mike Flippin' Goodies lives close to me and says that look, this is what he says. It's heading your way. It's quiet out there right now. So I hope that was the one that already passed and there's not another one coming. I hope it's gone. It has behaved for a little while. Awesome Vintage. After filing a verified postage claim with USPS is asking, what is this for the revenue assurance ID? And eBay doesn't know what it is. Wait a minute. Look on she's saying that they like back charged her for hire and she's trying to fight it. I would go look on the eBay, like look at all the numbers, like the order number and stuff like that. Maybe that's what they want. Or, oh wait, you know what? Go look. You get an email or a message for the adjustments for the postage. I bet it's in that email. I bet there's something attached where you are charged to that and there's a number on it. I bet that's what you want.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm scrolling. You guys are chatting. Thank you all for being here. We have almost 500 in the chat. We love you guys hanging out with us every Tuesday. Cindy wants to know, Julian, do you know where your sister does all of her research?
No, and sometimes she watches this show and she might pop in. She has a YouTube, so I don't know. All I do is when I'm confused at it, and it's she is very good at research. That's actually what she used to do for like a living.
Scott said he followed Carol on Instagram. Now she's back at 1,000 followers. Good job, Scott.
Yes, thank you, Scott.
EGV Vintage. Do you share your items on Facebook? eBay gives me the option, but I don't think people look at them much. I join groups to share my items, but I don't really see anybody's posts.
I don't. Occasionally on Instagram, but not Facebook.
I sometimes share my items on Twitter. Sometimes it brings a little bit of traffic.
Are they
That's all I use my Twitter for, is to put
They're
listings.
saying like to share your item to your friends.
Oh,
Oh, no.
No.
My friends would all leave. I will list like 200 items tonight and tomorrow. They would be like, that's not our friend.
You. Yeah.
So I had to stop it because when I was doing a lot from my Facebook business page, like when we were doing a lot of pallet flipping, we were doing a lot of local sales, because people were unfriending me because I was posting so much. Yeah, but that, like, I would take up their whole feed with my items for sale, which is what would happen. Somebody said Pinterest. Snowberry Vintage said she posts all of her items to Pinterest and get a lot of people repenning. So when I used to do handmade items, that's what I did. I posted the stuff I made on Pinterest, and I think that helps. So I would say if you're going to share somewhere, Pinterest would probably be a good idea. Marie, would a person get in trouble if they posted a Dirty Harley Davidson t-shirt? Absolutely not. If you knew what some of the pins I sold have said, no. I will tell you, do not put the bad words in the title. And eBay even tells you to use like a star or an asterisk in place, and put adult humor would be my tip for the title. So you can't put the curse word in the title. If you do, because one of my listers did, eBay said, please use at star whatever symbol in place of this word. They told me that. Thrifting with Rebecca. Do any of us have a video on how to do live sales on YouTube? I think I'm the only one that's done the live sales. I do it now it's the first Thursday of every month on Yvonne Thrifty Rich. There's really you just do it. Like there's no, you just do it. The hard part is recording who won what. And when you do live sales, you have to invoice the people yourself. But your big thing's going to be building up the audience so you have people to sell to. Like I still like with Yvonne, like I think last time I had 2 things that didn't sell and I start everything at $5 and like we have decent followings. So building a following up would probably be the first thing that I would recommend. Julian, have you done any, or Marsha or Carol, any vintage military uniforms?
I have not.
I do. I mean, I do. I have a vintage military uniform that's sitting in my desk file.
I think the auction professor does like the buttons and things. He may have something, his YouTube channel.
Yeah, I would say, because I watched a couple people pick up, like, and I've had some old military stuff. eBay, that stuff is like super hot. Patches, anything like that. Tesla Picker, he picked up all those patches from World War II like months and months and months ago, and those
Dave
things.
Had a ton. Dave's like in Germany. What country?
Yeah, I was watching his Instagram.
Paris, Austria.
Yeah.
He's
I don't know where
traveling the world right now.
Yeah. Probably from all that money he made on his military patches.
From selling military patches for sure.
Yeah. So eBay, it sold very quickly for him.
I got some police patches I got to get listed.
I would look on WorthPoint if it were me. If there were none on eBay, I would look on WorthPoint. The best place to list them. I agree with Marsha. Watch Don, the auction professor, especially with the buttons. He does a lot of them. I would say probably eBay and Etsy would be the 2. Okay, there are 503 people here. Beware, Julian. I'm fixing to spam the chat. I got kicked off of Facebook. I know Julian knows this. A few people know that are in my membership. Facebook kicked me off for listing license plates because they thought I was listing like valid ones. Like I was trying to fraudulently sell license plates. They have permanently banned me from Facebook. Do you think that I should sell on Mercari again? I have my account. I hate losing Facebook, so I want you to put in the chat yes or no. Do you think I should try Mercari again after they banned me, held my money, but they gave me my account back and I could withdraw money every day? I miss my Facebook sales. They were decent. Not a ton compared to eBay, but do you think I should sell on Mercari again? Marsha, Carol, and Julian, give me your input. Go back, try Mercari again, and eat my words that 50,000 people watched.
How much was your revenue from Mercari? Would it be worth it?
It was about equivalent to Facebook. It's more no's. I was pretty adamant about not going back.
There's a lot of yeses right there in a row.
I think you should. I mean,
give a second chance, but after that.
I'm not above eating my words, guys. I'm not above eating. That's why I'm saying this right now. I don't want to be all shady. I don't trust them, but I can pull my money out every day.
Yeah.
Doritza, that's about what I was thinking. So Facebook was my second platform behind eBay. Etsy and Poshmark are lower. So I need another platform that's going to perform close to what Facebook was doing. And do you guys have another platform besides eBay, Etsy, Poshmark, and Mercari? Is there a 5th one? Yeah, I'm thinking the same, and I'm okay eating my words. I would
try it and just keep your money out every day just in case something happens again.
I'm not above saying I'm going to eat it. Julian?
Since I lost, if I were to lose that platform, I would probably sell, because money is money. I mean, if you can push it, and I would just pull my money out every time I can. But I would probably go ahead and do it.
That's where I've been leaning. And I was like, maybe I'll not tell people. Brad's like, you tell them everything.
I didn't mean to click that one.
No, I am permanently banned. Oh, what is a meta business? Mike, will you message me on Instagram?
Meta is Facebook. It's Facebook.
Yeah, but he's saying I need to open a business account and use Meta Commerce, which will list to Facebook and Instagram. So Mike, that'll get around me. Like I right now am permanently banned from selling on Facebook. I could use Brad's, but then I'd have to log out of my Facebook, log into his. It'd be a pain in the butt. What say the masses?
It was almost like a lot of people are
You
saying
think it was half and half?
I would say most.
You know what I can do?
Yes.
Hold on,
You could do a
Julian. I'm
poll.
gonna put up the next question. I lost you guys for you to read, and I'm gonna go put a poll in the chat. I'm gonna get a percent. Okay, Julian, read this. I'll be back.
Question. I know you can't use/sell Vero items on eBay, but can you sell them on Poshmark?
Well, chances are, if they're Veroed on eBay, they're probably going to be Veroed on Poshmark. I wouldn't chance it. I don't sell on Poshmark, but I wouldn't do it.
I don't really know. Like,
I have sold things that I couldn't sell. Now, not like medical stuff because they'll pull that down a lot, but like P90X I've sold before on Macari when I sold a Macari. I don't sell on Poshmark, so I don't know how they flag things quickly. But any type of like medical stuff, I never sell anywhere. Like no Facebook, no nothing like that.
You can sell them on Poshmark, and I would sell them on Poshmark, but like Julian said, medical is a no-no anywhere. So if it's prescription, like expired and not safe, I would not sell it at all. But like on Poshmark, you could say Velcro and onesie that you cannot say on eBay. The same with Mercari and Facebook. But you guys see, Facebook just got me for listing license plates, which are fine on eBay, Etsy, and Poshmark. So every platform is going to kind of have their own little things, and the biggest thing is if you get a warning, don't do it again. So what happened with the license plate is my mom's cross posting, and she posted like 50 license plates in a day, and it threw me over the top. So I didn't have time to like catch it and be like, Mom, don't put any more license plates on Facebook. And it's just computer bots that decided I was permanently banned. Hopefully Mike will message me and tell me about that. Emily wants to know, can you add a note to all of your listings for the holiday? Let's give our thoughts on this. She said about not sending packages on Monday due to the 4th.
I think there's a way to put a note, but why would you? I mean, they show the estimated time of delivery anyway, so, and people know their holiday. I wouldn't.
usually when you sell something, it'll say an estimated time of delivery, so they should be checking that, because if it's holiday, it's going to be bumped.
Yeah, I'm not sending them nothing.
Yeah, and for me, you would take the time to go put it in for 2 or 3 days, and then you would have to take the time to go back and take it off. People should know the post office is closed on a federal holiday. And like Marsha, I don't know if it was Marsha or Kel, it shows the estimated time, so they know approximately. And in the rare case that they message you, you would just say, hey, it was a federal holiday on Monday. Sorry, I couldn't ship. I have people message me on Sundays. They buy it Sunday morning and ask me why they don't have a tracking number on Sunday evening. I'm like, the post office is closed. You will get those people. But overall, I would say it's not worth it. Miss Emily, again, Julian, what's your best-selling golf club? Maybe your best brand. Pick your top brand.
My top brand would be Ping. Hands down, Ping sells the best for me, but also the other top two would be Callaway and TaylorMade. And there's a whole Titleist is good. There's tons. But if you stick with the top ones, but when I see like a good Ping driver or a Ping putter, Odyssey putter, there's a whole bunch. But Ping is my final answer. There's a ton of them out there.
Final answer? We're like Jeopardy. ECG Vintage and Collectibles. I will take a 1-month vacation and travel. I will keep listing, but won't be able to ship the stuff I have at home. What should I do? Put eBay on vacation?
Yeah.
Probably, yeah.
Unless you got somebody that can ship for you.
What's the longest you can put it on vacation mode for? Aren't you
I
gonna have to
think it's only
2 weeks?
15 days.
15 days. Yeah, so you're going to do it twice. Yeah, and for that long,
Well,
I
no,
would
you
almost,
can put it on 30 days, but it would shut down where you would make no sales. In order to still get sales, the most you can do it is 15 days.
if I'm going for a month, I'm not going to lie to you because I don't know where you're going. But for a whole month, I'm not worried about eBay. I might shut her down completely. For 30 days.
That's what
is a long time.
yeah, if it's 30 days, that's what you would need to do.
Yeah.
And you could still list. I would actually turn it back on 2 weeks before you're going to get home.
Sure.
And then do the away mode for 15 days, which will allow you to get sales. So away mode allows you to get sales. Vacation mode does not. It locks your store. People can't buy it. So 2 weeks before you get back, turn it on, and then it'll know you're going to be back in 2 weeks, and you could start getting sales again. Emily wants to know, is anyone going to FlipCon? She heard about it on Trash to Cash.
No.
No.
No, and it's like right down the street.
And I will be on the panel. I will be speaking at FlipCon in Charlotte in August. And I found out, I don't know if it's a secret. I found out today who I'm going to be on a panel with. But I'm not going to tell you guys because the Hairy Tornado might not like me. But if you want to see me, I will be at FlipCon along with a lot of other really awesome YouTube resellers. It will be fun. Come see us. Leroy, are you coming to FlipCon? Are you still here? Is Leroy still here?
I haven't seen him in a bit. I don't think so.
First Saturday's Thrift wants to know, what % do you put your eBay store on sale for, and how long do you run the sale?
I run a constant sale all the time at 20%. Sorry. And I do like a 3-day and then a 5-day kind of thing. So it stops, ends, starts. Sorry.
I've been messing around with the sale thing. I've been, I put a 50% off sale for 3 days on my clothing. It did really good. So then I did it again I took it off for a couple days and then did it again. And I just mess around with the percentages all the time. And now I have a sale for 33% off everything in my store. I'm trying to get rid of stuff.
I'm pretty consistent. I do 2 sales a month, and I do the entire store. And if I need sales, I do 15 to 20% off. And if I'm like, sales have been pretty good, I'll only do 10%. And I only do Friday to Sunday midday. So I start a Friday night, and it's a Sunday midday end.
I run a constant sale and pretty much do the same as Marsha. Mine run 3 days, run for 4 days. I restart them every Monday and every Friday. They're about 10% off. It says they're 35, but they're really 10 to 15% off. That's like more complicated.
Yeah.
That's more complicated.
I learned from you.
Before we get that super chat from Jeremy, I see sitting up there, Ms. Taffy said, congrats on our success. Taffy's doing great too. Taffy's over 3,000 subscribers. I was in her video premiere, I think it was last night, and she found some amazing, her and her mom at the bin store found like insane shoes. I've never seen. I don't know what I would do if I walked into bins and they had that many. I'm looking now, and Taffy is actually our guest next week along with Yvonne Thrifty Rich. Those two ladies will be on with us next. Julian, see, you guys think it's like me and guys all the time. Julian's getting hit with a few weeks here back to back.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
He's the only guy. So, all right, let's see what Jeremy has. Here you go. Well, I don't have it. I don't have it yet. Now I have to make it. I have to make it and give it to you next week. I know you're here every week, Jeremy. So I owe you a Dalton saying super chat. That means I have to convince a 3-year-old to say super chat. I will try.
I don't think you'll have
I'm gonna give you the dolphin. I'm gonna write it on my pad right beside me. Dalton, now you gave me a chore for next week. Dalton super chat.
I'll be right back.
Okay, Carol. Let's see. With YouTube, does that change the way you buy to I think what Marcy's asking is, with us being on YouTube, does that change the way we buy for resale?
No. It just shows what we're doing, basically.
The only thing different now is that I buy like auctions. Kat, you can attest to this. They're so hard to put that on YouTube. Like it's not you're just sitting there and you're clicking buttons. So my auctions have gone down a good bit because I go to more yard sales. Like back, before I was on YouTube, I wouldn't hit yard sales like actively try to go after them Thursday, Friday. I would just go out on a Saturday. Now to get content, I am actively searching for yard sales anytime because I need to go there, source things, I and also sell things. But that would be the only difference, is that I was pretty heavy on the auctions and kind of went away from that now, and now it's mostly yard sales. And I mean, I was always heavy on the thrift stores, so that's not really changed.
Yeah, and for me, I did the opposite. So I haven't been doing sourcing videos because I'm trying really hard not to buy, which as a reselling content creator, that is very, very difficult to come up with content when you're not showing yourself thrifting or doing whatever. So I am a big auction buyer, so I would do auction hauls, but I'm not buying it all now. So I'm having to be more creative and come up with different stuff for my topic. But as far as when I wore my GoPro thrifting or to garage sales, when I went, it did not change the way I bought it all. I just had a camera on. By the way, guys, I'm sure you can see it in there. The Mercari poll is at 68% yes and 32% no.
There you go.
Which means my mom might hate me because I might give her the chore of putting all 2,000 items in my List Perfectly catalog on Mercari. I think I made her delete them all before. Now they're all deleted, but yeah. Raining Retro, North Carolina, and I want to say first, before I read this question, all of us have different opinions on everything, and that's why I like doing these 4-person panels, because you could get 4 completely different answers to this, and I think it's very important to know that you need to do what's best for you, for your business. We're going to tell you different things because we're telling you what we do and what our experience is in reselling, and it might be completely different from someone else's. So with that, Raining Retro says, Auction Professor says only to do sell similar on your own listings, not comps from others. Concerned metadata would carry over. What do you think?
I don't know anything about the metadata carryover, and I don't do sell similar, so I guess I can't answer that one.
I don't know anything about that.
I would say that it would be so hard to do sell similar on your own items because everything I do is different. So I would say that I don't dig that deep when it comes to metadata carrying over per item that I'm selling similar. I'm just actively selling every day as much as I can and listing every day as much as I can. So, and the speed I do that with, it helps me to do sell similar. So does that outweigh the metadata carryover? I don't know, but if I can list 40, 50 items a day selling similar, then wouldn't I be doing better selling similar to somebody else's comp? I don't know.
Yeah, and I agree with Julian. I'm not looking into the metadata that much. I sell similar from other people's listings. I know because people yell at me for stealing their listings. And some of my members are happy when I steal their listings. They're like, Kat, you copied my listing. And they copy mine. If you want to copy mine, copy away. I do sell similar from whoever's. I will tell you, my daughter and my listers have learned that it is faster. They will copy their own last listing because they've changed all the item specifics. So when my daughter's listing 1,000 license plates, she's selling off of the last one she listed. My only caution is, because I catch her doing it, is she forgets to change the description. So the first license plate she copied will be in 50 descriptions and it will be incorrect. And I have to remind her every few days, hey, if you're going to do sell similar from your on, please change the description, because it'll say North Carolina plate and it's from Ohio. And then people are like, is this from North Carolina or Ohio? And I have to go fix it. So yeah. Oh, click it again.
Boom.
Cha-ching King, Mr. Scott says, smash the thumbs up. Thank you, Scott. I appreciate you, my friend. I'm giving you Charlie because you didn't say.
Super chat.
And then Raining Retro wants to know, does the high cost of gas impact how you're sourcing?
I try to make as many stops in one trip as possible instead of making numerous trips.
Yeah, I've been doing that also. I haven't been sourcing that much lately because I do have a lot that I'm listing.
No. It's all comes off the bottom line when it comes to that. That's going to be a write-off. So I don't change my ways when it comes to any type of thing like that because I can't control that. All I'm going to do is just write that off, and it is what it is. If there's a yard sale that's a killer yard sale in Mount Pleasant that's 2 hours away from me, I'm not going to bring in the factor that it's going to cost me $4.40 a gallon.
Yeah. And I'm not sourcing at all, but if I were, like if I wanted to go thrifting, I would go thrifting. But I did this before because I have to drive a long ways to get the thrift stores because of where I live. So I'll go to 2, 3, or 4 in that area, and I would clump them together anyways, which would be the same thing. But it does not. Real quick, I just want to comment because Clay was asking me what pharma stuff sells. So Clay, I sold a ton of Nexium pens. I sold Viagra pens. I just sold Nexium notepads. I had Nexium notepad holders that sold for $25 each. I got them for $1 at George's estate sale, actually, the Antique Nomad. So all of that stuff, if it's well-known medications, will sell. Christy Wilson, I am using List Perfectly. Well, my mom is using List Perfectly. My mom does all the cross posting. Currently, we've only been doing the Etsy and Poshmark, but I think Friday I will go and eat maybe that'll be my Friday video, me eating my words to Mercari. I'm not too big to do it.
That's a good thumbnail. You could be eating words, That's
There you go.
ECG or I don't know why your name is so hard for me. EGV Vintage. Do you keep the pictures of your listings on file?
I list the thing and delete them off my phone.
I delete them immediately after.
I also delete them immediately. As soon as that listing is listed, they are deleted, put in the trash, and removed from the trash.
Yep.
I do not keep them. Marion, you guys are good. I don't know. I'm assuming you want a chicken for the super chat. So me and Dalton named our chicken. We only have one baby chick left. That's a different story. But we named him Speckles. And of course, he's a rooster. My goal was to get more hens. I have one rooster. But yeah. Deborah's asking if any of us have come across someone who joins the day before. I'm assuming they mean eBay. So like a new user when they make an offer on an item.
Oh, I get those all the time. And actually, I think they're better buyers than the ones who have a lot of feedback because they're joining so they can buy your item. They found it somewhere. So that's why they're new. And we all started somewhere new too. So yeah, they pay, I ship.
I don't really pay attention to that. I don't know if I should or not, but I noticed when my kids opened their eBay store, they had a lot of new users trying to scam them. Like, it was crazy.
Yeah, I don't pay a whole bunch of attention to that either. So, but I would say the same thing. Like maybe they just joined because you have that one item that they want, maybe. And then, but I don't really pay. As long as they pay, I'm happy with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and watch out for the spammers. I will first and foremost, especially for those of you that are new, if they offer you more than you're asking for the item or they ask you to text them or email them, they are spam. They are trying to scam you. Do not do that. Ignore them. They probably won't pay, and then you just relist your item. I will tell you some of those new users, and I tell this story every time this question comes up. If you sign out as a guest, then it shows you just made the account that day. So like my husband has access to my eBay account. So if I want to buy him something for his birthday or Father's Day from eBay and I don't want him to see, I check out as a guest. So you wouldn't see my 4,500 feedback I got. I would show up as 0 and a brand new user. But 9 times out of 10, it's perfectly fine. Just watch it if you're brand new, like under 20 feedback. I would say be very, very careful. But other than that, most times, no issues. And a lot of times it's guests. I see, Vicky, thank you for answering the questions about FlipCon. Now I'm at all the no's and yeses. So hold on, let me see what percent. 34% of people will hate me. They can come and leave me comments on my I'm eating my words. But I think I just figured out my video for Friday, so it's okay.
Thumbnail and everything.
Yeah, perfect. Vintage Vani said, we're all very helpful. I have 5 platforms now and trying to make videos on YouTube. Good luck and keep trying. If you really, really want to do it, just keep doing it. Consistency is key. Whether or not that video comes at 3 years, at 1 year, some people get it at a month. And I saw somebody the other day that had 8 videos and 3 million subscribers, like 8 videos ever. It was those people that dig the house out of the ground. Do you know what I'm talking about? They dig a house out of the ground.
I will after the live.
They're in California. They dig it. They dig a house out of the ground, and it says they're in California. Anyways, they have 8 videos ever and have millions of views on all their videos. 8 videos. Over 2 years. Wouldn't that be great, Julian? Just 4 videos a year will be good.
Yeah. When we start buying houses that are underground.
No, you have to dig it out. They want to see you dig the hole.
Yeah, I will.
It's very interesting to watch those videos. I didn't see the one in California, but they dig out of the dirt a house.
Yes, it's cool. And then they have a pool and a waterfall. It's really cool. Listen, that's what I got sucked in. YouTube knows you, people. YouTube knows you. They put it in front of me and I'm like now I've been watching like more fishing videos. So now more boating videos come up for me. Star is asking me, you have a daily increase following. Wouldn't extra live sales help take up the slack? I believe with the right marketing, you could sell time slots. So I will tell you, you will see, the only live sales I have ever done on my channel have not been live sales. They've been live hauls where people just want to buy stuff. I think with my channel, and I'm going to be very blunt and honest about this, live sales could hurt my channel because the type of person I am catering to is a seller, not a buyer. So that is why you have not seen me do regular live sales. I do the one on Yvonne Thrifty Rich, but the majority of the people watching me are resellers, and that would be a completely different crowd. I would almost need to make like George did. George has the Antique Nomad Live. And the energy that would go into making a second channel for this, I don't want to do it. And I worded that very carefully because I really do want to make a fishing channel. I don't want to say like any second channel. I think the right second channel would be worth it. But I could always go to Whatnot. I could do like George and do the Nurse Flipper Live, I guess. But I don't have the time. It's a time thing. I don't have the time to do it. Who is that? Julian? I travel 33. Let me give you a Charlie and then I will show you. Here you go.
Super chat.
All right, I'm going to share my screen and kick all of us off right now. Hold on, I got to click on something else. Okay, I'm going to share my screen, and I'm going to show you. Julian, can you see my screen?
Yeah, we got you.
I can.
Okay. So up here on the right, it says Advanced by the search button. And you just go down here. Oh, it's on the left. Buy seller. Find items, buy seller. and only show items from specific sellers. So like mine is the_nurse_flipper, and then you can search it that way. There are my 5,500 items. So yeah. That is how you do it. That was easier than just saying. Wanted to say hello to Courtney. Bolo Buddies is in the house. Thank you for being here. I appreciate it. Marsha, do you know what time I'm at?
No, I lost you.
Okay, I lost me too.
Sorry.
It's okay. Oh, I found me. Yay, cat.
What time are you at?
Right now I'm at 9:18, but I'm scrolling.
Okay.
I gotta look for a question. Lori, Facebook says that I am permanently banned, but Mike Flippin' Goodies is telling me there might be a way around that. Can't they differentiate between vintage and new plates? No, their lovely bots cannot. And I tried typing to it, and they want nothing to do with me. You cannot talk to a person. It is not time for whatnot. It might be time to eat my words and go to Mercari, and 34% of you can be mad at me, and I hope you'll still love me. That's the same cat. I'm slacking. Oh, here. Cheryl has a question. Has anyone sold on Bonanza?
Nope.
No.
I have not. I know a couple of pickers that have been on with us a couple of times do sell on Bonanza, and I think it's just like one click, but they get like one sale a week or a month. It's not like anywhere near the volume of eBay.
Kevin sells on there. I know that.
Look, that could be the video for next. Maybe I'll put it all together. Permanently banned. Going back to Mercari, I lied. That's
It
my
worked for
title.
Mercari. Maybe it'll work for Facebook.
There you go.
Facebook banned me. Here I come back, Mercari. I'm scrolling. You guys are chatting a lot, so I have to scroll and look for your questions. That's why I asked you to put question at the beginning in capital letters, because I can catch it when I'm scrolling. Hamlet wants to know if any of us know if your store is on time away and you list something while you're away, and maybe the audience answered. Do you know if the item will be live?
I've never done time away, so I don't know.
What was the question?
Like if you're on time away but still listing, like I was still listing when I was on time away. I think mine still had the correct date though. I don't feel, but look, I'm going to put this up. Dagny said she used time away 3 times and it messed stuff up twice.
Oh, no.
Yeah, every time I go do time away or go on vacation, I do not list anything. I do keep sales on, and just make sure, I always tell people, make sure that you do not send out offers within that window that you time away, because then if they do within those 2 days.
Right before you go.
Yep. Do not send
if
offers.
You don't have your extended handling already on it, and they have 48 hours to accept it. So be very careful.
And auctions,
very
make sure
careful.
your auction, if it lands in the time you're away, will also have your old shipping.
Lori, I think, is asking, like, if you have something on auction and a buyer's emailing you, asking you to switch it to buy it now. Like, I think she's asking, like, what do we do? She thinks they're just trying to get it for less.
Oh, you got rid of it.
She's just asking, like, if somebody emails you on an auction item,
well,
like, what
I
do you
don't
do?
do auctions, but yeah, if I'm willing to take
now?
the offer, then and there's no other bids, then yeah, I'll change it. I would.
Yeah, I'd probably do that as well.
I
if
would
there's
not.
no bids, now if there's bids, you're sort of locked in.
Yeah.
If there's
Yeah,
bids,
if there's
you gotta let it
bids,
go.
you can't end it anyways.
Yeah.
But if there's no bids, I'm not going to do that, because usually they know and I know
That it's
that
worth
this is going
more.
to go higher. So they're just trying to get a little bit cheaper. And hey, if it doesn't sell, I would say, hey, if it don't sell for that price, I'm going to list it for buy it now. You can send me an offer then. But no, usually anytime that I have something on auction, somebody sends me that same message, it usually knows because it's going to go higher than whatever they're offering.
Yeah. Star asks, is FlipCon doing a virtual ticket for those that can't be there? I don't believe so. I think the majority, FlipCon's going to be like half panel discussions, and then most of it's going to be networking, like there's a catered dinner and things like that. So I think there's a lot of it that wouldn't be able to be like videoed live. But to my knowledge, Josh is not doing anything. He hasn't let me know if he is. Do we use, oh, click it.
Look who it is.
Richard's alive in Nebraska. Hi, Richard. We miss you. Here's your dolphin. I know Richard likes the dolphin. Here's your dolphin.
Super chat.
Okay. First, do we use a coupon as well as a sale?
I've never used a coupon.
Yes, I have a coupon on with my sale. But the coupon that I have going right now is something that I sent to all my buyers in the past.
I do not use a coupon.
I keep saying, and I actually tried to go set one. I want to try it, but I have not. I'm not against doing one, but I just haven't taken, because you have to set it up. It's not like, oh, I want to give them a 10% off coupon. You have to create a coupon, and you could have different coupons. And yeah, FlipCon is being put on by Harry Tornado, Josh, and Caleb Phoenix Resale. And I believe there are about 10 or 12 of us that are going to be on panels. Renzi Resells is going to be there. Hustle at Home Mom, Commonwealth Picker. There's a lot. There's like I said, there's like 10 or 12 that are going to be there. It's going to be like a catered dinner and networking get together. And then there's like, I think 4 or 5 hours of live reseller panels. So I was told, again, I know what panel I am on and who I am with, but I don't know that that's public information. Yeah. But it's flipcon.net if you want to see. It has who the guests are, who's going to be there speaking, and you can buy tickets. PK Bailey, when you list a new item and it shows up quickly on the watch list, do you send an offer?
Not right away. I usually wait probably several days just to see if they'll buy it first. Then I'll send
Not
it.
me, like not right away. I will. Like I just listed a pair of golf shoes, and like I just listed them. The sale hit, and I have watchers, but I don't want to send the offer. I want them to buy it on
Right.
sale.
Yeah.
That thing pops up, I immediately send an offer. I don't care. I just
Me
listed
Me and
our.
Julian I'm like clapping
Yeah.
like a kid. Me and Julian are very much alike, guys. Yeah, as soon as I see it, I send them 10% off if it's
Yep.
been less than 3 months. And then after 3 months, I go to 15, and after 6 months, I go to 20% off.
After 8, it's free. I'll just give.
I know it's been 2 years. You get like not. No, I'm just kidding. Flipping out in Texas. Have you ever had a problem with printing an international shipping label? I spent all morning with eBay trying to purchase my label, and it kept saying could not generate label. Try again later.
I just sent one to Canada today, and it printed out fine. So, and I ship direct to Canada. I don't use GSP or anything.
Yes, golf club actually was going, I forget where, to Canada, and I guess that particular length couldn't ship to Canada. I guess I don't know why, but I couldn't ship there. Golf club.
No. Right.
I'm going to solve it for all of you. Are you ready?
Do it.
So there are a couple of reasons that this could happen. Number one is the buyer put too many characters in one of the address spaces. So if you click on edit address, it will tell you. Number two, some of the countries will require a VAT number, VAT, which you have to look up what it is for your particular item. So the solution to this is you can go to Pirate Ship. Make sure you ask Pirate Ship to turn on simple export rate. It's free. You just chat them and it'll link with eBay. And then every time that eBay has said that, it never works later. Like that's a lie. It's not going to work. Something is wrong. And every time pirate ship has worked for me. Sometimes pirate ship's a little more, sometimes it's less, but to get it to my buyer, I do it. Another issue I actually had it with the $1,700 Chinese roundel, is the buyer used Chinese characters in their address. And when shipping international, you are not allowed to do that. So I had to translate it into English and to be able to write it out. And that was the problem there. So if you go into the address and edit it, a lot of times it's too many characters on a line. You just need to like put it into the apartment box, or, you know, just copy and paste it into another box. Or last resort, go to pirate ship, simple export rate, and it'll ship. Pirate ship is great because you can chat them, and pirate ship's free. You can chat them and they will help you figure out how to put the international address in correctly. I've had to do that twice, and they rearranged it for me so that it would go. So that's a good thing. Marie Baum, what about if you make a lot of money? Do you pay taxes? I seen something about a 1099K. Well, I hope $600 is a lot of money to you, because the law was it before you got a 1099. I'm pretty strict on this because I don't want the IRS to come take my stuff. So anything over $600 legally, with or without a 1099, has to be reported to the government. And as of this year, every reselling platform, if you hit $600, you are going to get a 1099. So it's not a lot of money anymore. It's $600. That has always been the law. And people thought, oh, I didn't get a 1099 because I didn't sell $20,000. And I had a friend having to pay back taxes for over 5 years because she didn't claim her eBay income, and that's all electronic and they can track it. So I would not try to escape paying taxes on it. But the nice thing about taxes, if you're paying taxes, you keep all your write-offs and your gas, like Julian said, and all of your purchases and your shipping supplies and your fees. I will tell you guys, we brought in close to $200,000 last year, and I only paid $2,000 in taxes. So I think it's worth it to pay an accountant every month because, yeah.
I got money back this year, so hey,
yeah,
keep those deductions.
Yeah, for sure. I love my accountant. Have I had Josh and or Kevin? So I asked Kevin multiple times, and Kevin wasn't doing lives at that time, so Kevin has not been on my live. Josh from Harry Tornado has been on 2 or 3 times. Josh and I are friends. It hasn't been that long that Josh has been on with us twice, right? I think 2 or 3 times. Josh filled in for me last minute. I had a cancellation one time, and Josh came on for us.
Yeah.
He's been on a few times. If you search the Nurse Flipper and Harry Tornado, you'll find those past ones. I figured, I know how hard it is to organize an event for 30 people. I can't imagine organizing one for 300 people. So I haven't, since Josh announced his FlipCon, I've not asked Josh for anything because I'm sure that's very, very stressful. See, look, Brandy used a sell similar for me 2 weeks ago. Copy all my listings you want. I don't mind. I don't mind at all. I don't think any of us know, Emily, what the metadata carryover is. You would need to ask Don and see what he says. Dana wants to know, and Dana's over on Facebook. So you guys watching us over on Facebook, thank you for watching over there as well. How many hours a week do we work at Reselling?
I probably put in full-time hours. Probably at least 40.
And Marsha, just to clarify, that's not your only thing.
No.
So Marsha,
I do have a job.
Yeah. Marsha has another job, so reselling is not her only thing she's doing. But she's putting in full-time hours. That's what I'm doing.
I'm up late every night.
Well, I'm constantly working, and so I don't know. I've never really sat down and said, okay, how many hours am I working? But I'm constantly trying to do something on my, when I'm not busy with the kids and stuff. So, probably about 30, 40 hours a week. or more.
Yeah, it's a lot. It 30, 40, 50. I mean, everything I do revolves around this. So it's really, unless I take a day off specifically, I usually work 12 hours a day. I usually wake up at like 7. And I mean, right now, this is technically reselling stuff. I mean, we're in the YouTube reselling realm and it's a 10. I woke up at 7. So, and I've been working literally all day. I listed a ton of items. So unless I specifically take a day off, I work 12 hours a day.
Yeah, that's about what I do too. But I've been making myself go out on the boat once a week, but it's only a half day. Like we got up early. Right. I was back here at 3. I was packing. I was shipping. My orders still went out today. Julian does everything early. I do everything late. Yep. That's our only difference. He like is early, and I'm like waiting 5 minutes till the post office closes. Yep. So that's the nice thing with the boat is we go out, we get out early. We only want to spend a half day because of the sun, the heat, the kids. And I still have time to come back and pack and ship. So other than that, I would say 50 to 60 hours, and that's not counting YouTube. But most of that, like a lot of that sitting on the couch listing, and I'm binge watching. Lately it's been MasterChef. While I'm doing my listing, so I'm kind of multitasking. I'm going to assume this is for me, Julian. Marsha and Carol, have you guys bought lots on auctions, like online auctions?
No, but
I bought them before.
So Rebecca's wanting to know how will she know if she's overbid. She said she's getting nervous because she's decided to try buying lots on auctions.
There's a lot of little things that go into that. And Kat, you could probably answer this better.
I know, Kat, you could probably.
Julian used to too. Yeah. Huh? You what?
Here's my rule. I have to see one thing in there that will be like I can sell it. So if the lot's there, right, and I see $100 item, I'm like, I know that one's $100. I then will actually purchase it for that will be my maximum amount. So like that one thing will take care of all of it. Now the rest of it might be junk, but I usually wouldn't spend over that certain amount where I know that I had one thing to cover the whole lot. Now that's really how I do it because I'm trying to think back about unless it's like an attic. I used to buy like attic spaces, closets, and stuff like that. And sometimes the sky was the limit on those. I mean, I would just if I could find a couple items in there that would pay for the whole lot, then I would go ahead and do it. But I'm having to see something in there that will pay for a good portion, if not all of it. But if I see nothing and I'm like bidding, that means my emotion's getting the best of me for some reason, and I better stop.
Or you have a feeling like when you have experience, like I'm like I need to bid more. I would say if you're gonna get nervous, but I want to know: are you getting nervous because you're worried you'll pay too much, or are you getting nervous because you don't have the money? So like bidding scared, and if you don't have, I want to say bankroll, I'm thinking about, because it is gambling in a way. If you don't have the bankroll and can't afford to lose that money, then I would say be very, very cautious. I'm the same as Julian. If it's lots, I want to see 1 or 2 items that will pay for the whole lot. Except like my Harley pins, I paid $600, but there were 600 pins. So in those cases, I'm like, okay, I'm paying $1 for each one. The license plates I just got, I paid $2,000 for them. I thought I had 1,000 plates, so I thought I was paying $2 a plate. Turns out I have close to 2,000 plates, or actually I paid 1,000 for 2,000 plates. I had that backwards. That was scary. That's a lot of money. But like in my business, I have that. And like, I know I'm not going to lose on that. Even if I sold every license plate for $5, when the average selling price is $15, even at $5, I would triple my money. So I try and look at it that way too. Like worst case scenario, if these are the crappiest license plates I could get, sell them for $5 each, I still make $10,000 on $1,000 buy. So actually a lot more because I didn't know how many I really had.
And one thing for auctions too is figure out what you're looking at, what you want to buy, and set the maximum you're willing to bid, and don't go over that.
Yeah, and I do that. Yeah. But I'll tell you, the Harley pins, I was like, I'm not paying more than $500, and I'm watching it. I'm like, no, it's worth it. And I'm telling, it's very well worth it. I made thousands of dollars on them.
Yeah, but starting out, have a set limit and just take the emotion
Just
out.
Don't put all of your money into one lot. That's my big thing. So when we did our live sourcing, like if you make a bad buy and that auction buy is a bad buy and it will cripple your business, then don't do it. It might be a little too early for looking at lots that big. Maybe start out with smaller like box lots versus like me and my 600 pins or 1,000 license plates. I started out with $1 like banker box or banana box lots. That's what I started out with, and I've built up to where now I'm not scared. If I want it, you better watch out because I'm gonna get it. But I know the money's in there, and I have the experience to know I'm not gonna lose on that lot. So like it would be hard for a new auction bidder to go up against me because you're gonna get scared and I'm not. Because that. Like I'm completely blunt about it. Like I don't mind sharing what I share because I know what I know, you know. All right, we're gonna do 2 more questions. We'll be a couple minutes over. The variety flipper. I don't think I've seen you in here before. Welcome. Thank you for being here. Do you use your cell phones for YouTube videos or cameras?
Cell phone.
All on my cell phone.
I use a Sony ZV-1 for the ones that I'm holding. Like if you're looking at me, that's a Sony, and then all of my other stuff is on a GoPro 9 or 10. The 8 is not that good for me. I have all of them.
I want to say real quick the difference here is like Julian and I are making money from YouTube.
Yeah.
And
Before I was making money, I used my phone for over the first year on YouTube. I only used my phone until I was making money. I also have a Sony ZV-1 and I also use a GoPro 10. So we have we have good equipment, but we're getting paid. So I would say if you're brand new starting out, you could do everything from. I could still be doing it from my cell phone. I just wanted to upgrade. And once you start making money from YouTube, you want some write-offs. So you buy some cameras and some equipment and
microphones.
Drive to see Julian in South Carolina. And, that's what you do for write-offs for YouTube. But I would say if you're starting out, a new cell phone is amazing. I still will do some of my stuff from a cell phone, even though I have the GoPro and the ZV-1. But I'm the same as Julian. My talking head and now I'm live from a ZV-1, and then my thrifting and my haul videos are typically GoPro 10. All right, Courtney, are you still here? Did Courtney leave? She said, "Wait, what did I hear about Mercari?" I'm gonna eat my words. Courtney will like it because Courtney stayed on. Courtney stayed on Mercari. I'll do a video Friday, but I'm gonna eat my words. Oh, what's the final tally here? Ooh, it's 63.37%. So it is a yes. Look, Shirley still loves me. Yeah. I'm gonna do a video and talk all about it on Friday. Okay, this is a really good question, and I will tell you why. I deleted a post in our Death Pile Destruction group earlier on this exact topic. So we can say our thoughts, and I'll tell you mine and why I deleted that post. Cindy's saying there's a bunch of talk in Facebook groups about declining eBay sales. What are your thoughts about that and all of us?
Yeah, there's so many reasons it could be declining sales. There's internal reasons of what you're doing or not doing, and then there's the economy. So there's so many reasons. It's like nobody can even give a definite answer on what's going on anyway. So it's kind of just keep doing what you're doing and try to improve yourself, what you can control.
Yeah, you nailed it right on the head there. You got to just try to keep if I'm not running a sale, it seems like I don't get sales. But if, you just have to keep tweaking it, and then see what works and do it again.
Enlist.
Enlist.
this is like that can spiral you down, right? So if you're looking at Facebook groups, and I would understand why you would delete that, because it would just it just spirals, and then you bring other people down because of all that. If you really just think about it, you can't handle, the economy is what it is. Your outside forces, you can only do what you can do. So if you can list every day, you can tweak your stuff, you can do all that stuff, source better items, then that you're doing the best you can, and you will get sales. So, but those type of comments, in my opinion, they really just spiral into like a very negative context. And then the next thing you know, everybody's being negative about it, and everybody's just ruined their own day. Then,
yeah,
and
they
so
start fighting each other.
Yeah, so I could understand. I didn't know even know you would delete that, but I would say only focus on what you can do and do it every day for 12 hours a day, and you'll do fine.
Yeah, so I deleted it because Death Pile Destruction, which is the Facebook group I started, I have 4 amazing moderators in there that basically run it. Duncan, that's why Duncan gets his 3 questions. Duncan is one of the main moderators in that group. So it's Death Pile Destruction on Facebook. Somebody posted a new article, and I think Dom Primetime Treasure did a video on it. And my thing is, like Julian said, it's going to breed negativity. I do not want to be around negative people. I do not want to see negativity. And people have been saying that eBay is dying for like 10 years, guys. It's still here. And the Q1 report I saw said they had like an increase in Q1 sales this year over Q1 sales last year. And there were like 164 million active buyers on eBay every day. That is not eBay dying to me. So I deleted the post because it's going to get political, and I don't want any talk of politics or religion in my Facebook group. That's not the place for it. And you can see we don't really bring it in here either. I don't want arguments. I don't want people being nasty to each other, and that is what that brings about. So as far as if it's dying, there wouldn't be 164 million people on it. I don't watch the stocks. I know somebody said the stocks are gradually declining. They're saying we're going into a recession. A lot of stuff's probably going to decline. And one of my favorite things, and this sticks in my head, as far as like, if you want sales and you want to make them, they say like you could like evenly spread out all of the money in the world, and the top 5% of people would get that money back very quickly. And that's because it doesn't, like, if you're determined to make money and make sales and make this work, you'll figure it out. Like Julian said, like Carol said, like Marsha, you list every day, you do what you can do. If your stuff's not selling, guess what? You go find stuff that is. And if you're determined to make it work, you can make it work. I guarantee you. But if you want to think, oh, everybody says eBay's dying, and make that excuse for yourself, then your sales are going to be crap. But if my sales are crap, you know what? There's nobody to blame but me. And I can do something, whether, like I said, whether it's buying different stuff, listing more, listing stuff cheaper. I have been listing cheaper than I typically do because I'm paying very close attention to where stuff sells, because I want it to sell faster. So I'm not like listing like high and like, oh, I'll let mine sit. No, I want mine to sell now. So I price it just right, and I'm getting more sales from that. We had like 30 or 35 license plates sell over the weekend, and most of them were buy it now. They weren't offers because I had them priced right. So I would say you can listen to it, but I don't want any negativity in my life. I am all about the positive, and if you listen to the negative, it's going to get in your head and it's going to fester, and then you're going to downward spiral. And yeah, so that's my soapbox on that. That is our last question. What a way to end it. So if you are in my Death Pile Destruction group, do not post stuff that will spark political debate or bashing of other people or eBay or any other platform, even if it's a platform I don't like. I don't like negativity at all. That's just not me. So with that, I'm going to take this off. Thank you, Marsha and Carol, for coming on. Julian, thank you for not getting fired. I'm going to make Marsha and Carol big again. Mark has been dropping the links to both these ladies' channels, so definitely go subscribe to their channels. Check them out. They're both on Instagram and here on YouTube. I'm going to let them tell you goodbye.
Well, thank you all for letting me on again, and go subscribe to my channel. I know there's not many videos and it's been a while since I have done one, but I am getting back into doing videos hopefully in the next couple weeks. So please go subscribe.
Perfect. Here is Miss Carol.
Thank you, Kat, for inviting me on tonight. And it's just really fun to be on the live, even though I am very shy and nervous and introverted. But if you guys could, you can follow me on YouTube. My name is Butterfly Hustles, or go on Instagram as well. And thank you.
Perfect. I'm hiding. Hold on. I'm always scared it's gonna go out, and like I do that to Yvonne too on our live sales. I like mute myself and hide myself whenever I'm not on camera. Julian, every other day, anything else going on? Anything surprising?
Yeah, every other day videos. Thanks for the guests for coming out. Thanks for everybody in the chat. Thanks for not firing me. And that's about it.
She'll never fire you.
You don't.
So tomorrow I will announce I'm giving away a free entry into my masterclass for organization. Again, that's $20 on Friday at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on my big cartel. Tomorrow I'm going to do a research video. I've not decided on what yet. I will decide that. And then Friday I will tell you guys what happened with Facebook. And I guess I'm going to eat my words about saying I'll never sell on Mercari again. And yeah. Thank you guys for coming out. Next week again is Miss Taffy along with my good friend Yvonne, Thrifty Rich. So that will be a great show. We will see you guys next Tuesday at 8, and every Tuesday we are live. Bye guys.